Your Honor, on the basis of the testimony of Justin Carrier, I ask that Janet Green be recalled to the stand.
Your Honor, I would like to request a short recess in order to confer with my client.
It's okay, Belinda. I can't wait to set the record straight.
Miss Green, you're still under oath.
I know, Your Honor.
And may I remind you that perjury is a serious offense.
I have nothing to hide, Your Honor.
Miss Green, would you please tell this court about your relationship with Mr. Justin Carrier?
Objection. Counsel cannot introduce a new line of questioning on redirect.
Your Honor, the subject before this court is the rehabilitation of Janet Green, a subject that her own counsel brought up during direct examination. Certainly I should be allowed to cross-examine on the same subject.
Objection overruled.
But, Your Honor...
Miss Kiefer, may I remind you, please, that this is family court, not criminal court. I will hear any and all testimony pertaining to the welfare of Amanda Dillon. Please answer the question, Miss Green.
I swore to tell the truth. And the truth is that I'm a victim of evil forces. I am not a menacing monster. I'm a well-meaning mother, and I can prove it.
Miss Green, I must admit I'm a little bit curious as to how you've come to see yourself as the victim in all this. Now, did you or did you not hire Justin Carrier to impersonate Dixie Martin's dead brother?
Yes, I did. But the reason I did that has been twisted like a pretzel. I'd like to set the record straight. Like Jane Cox. I tried to tell Trevor who I was as soon as I came back to Pine Valley. But he freaked out at the mention of my name, so I covered. Dr. Jaffe testified that I really had no choice. As Jane Cox, I was popular. People invited me to their homes, to parties, to weddings. You and your wife even took me to dinner. Tad took me to lunch, so did Alex. Trevor wined and dined me, and Dixie offered to be my matron of honor at my almost wedding. But as soon as the good people of Pine Valley found out who I was, that I was Janet Green, they turned on me like a pack of jackals. I love Amanda. I want to be a part of my daughter's life. As Jane Cox, I could have been. I would have been. Why not as Janet Green?
Oh, you must admit there is a certain degree of infamy attached to the name Janet Green.
You people are so hung up on a name. Trevor went to his cronies at the police department, and he hired a convicted criminal to try to blackmail me for a crime I didn't commit. Dixie got her poison pen out, and she organized a lynch mob to drive me out of town. I couldn't even rent an apartment. No one would take my check. Strangers came up to me on the street and started calling me names. Well, I was at the end of my rope. I had to do something. You know what the Janet Green would have done? The Janet Green of the old days, she would have taken out a weapon and she would have come out swinging. But I didn't do that because I'm a changed person. I am not out to hurt anyone anymore.
Don't let the Herald.
You hired Justin Carrier to do literally anything less than torture Dixie Martin.
Objection.
No, it's all right. I can handle this. As I said, Your Honor, there are a lot of things that have been twisted around in this case. I hired Justin to impersonate Will so I could get Dixie to drop this ridiculous vendetta she had against me.
Ridiculous? You killed her brother, Will.
Well, that's beside the point.
Beside the point? Oh, are you telling this court that a man's death is irrelevant?
I didn't want to get into this, but if you insist, Dixie isn't angry because I killed her rapist brother. Oh, no, she got all hot and bothered because she found out that Tad and I were close. Tad testified that he was fond of me, that he didn't want to fire me even when he found out I was Janet Green. But Dixie forced him because she was jealous. She was mad with jealousy.
That's a lie.
You said you needed me, Tad.
Order.
You told me I was beautiful.
There was nothing between us and never could be.
Swear that you never cared for me.
Order, please.
Admit it, you had feelings for me.
The only feelings I've got for you are disgust and contempt.
Ejected from the courtroom.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
As for you, Miss Green, limit your remarks to your relationship with Mr. Carrier.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Miss Green, if your sole intention wasn't to cause emotional turmoil to Dixie Martin, then why? Why would you hire a man to portray her dead brother, the man you killed?
I told you. I wanted Dixie to drop her vendetta against me so I could live in peace.
Well, now, don't you think that your measures were just a little bit extreme?
I'm not the loose cannon here. Dixie is. Oh, she's on her best behavior now. But you should have seen her when she found out that her uncle rehired me as the accountant for the chicken shack. She came after me like some kind of a banshee. I was afraid for my life. Dixie's unstable. She's guilt-ridden over her brother's death. So I hired Justin to impersonate Will so Dixie could get over it.
Come again?
I wanted to free Dixie from her anger and her guilt. She liked seeing Will. She felt good about it.
Are you telling this court that by hiring Justin Carrier to play her dead brother, you thought you were doing Dixie Martin a favor?
That's exactly what I thought. And now I'm sitting here being persecuted for it.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
I don't understand what the big deal is here. I would do anything to see my sister again. To tell her how sorry I am for the things that I did to her. For putting her down a well and going after her husband. But it was a holdover from a traumatic childhood. I was going through a very, very bad time. I gave Dixie Martin a chance to make peace with her past. Now, what's the crime in that? I think my methods were a little unorthodox, but I had Dixie's best interests in mind. Your Honor, if I'm a victim of anything here, it's of my own good intentions.
And to think I once rented her a room.
Redirect, Miss Kiefer.
No, Your Honor.
You may step down.
Your Honor, in light of Miss Green's testimony, I have one more witness to call to the stand. I call Dixie Cooney Martin.
It upset me that I saw him at all, and the more I saw him, the more I felt like I was losing my mind. I mean, you have no idea what it was like to look in his eyes and remember everything that Will and I had when we were children and everything we lost as adults. I tried so hard to put everything behind me that happened after he died, but Justin's masquerade brought it all back. It made me doubt my sanity. It made my friends and my family doubt me. Now, I know that I should have known better, that he wasn't my brother, but I loved him so much. I missed him so much. I wanted you to be him so much. I'm sorry. Look, Janet did me no favors. Her little scheme was the cruelest, meanest thing she could possibly do to me.
Miss Martin, could Janet Green have known the detrimental effect that seeing Will would have had on you?
I told her that I thought I saw Will after she killed him. That I had a nervous breakdown. She knew the effect that it would have on me. That's why she did it.
Miss Martin, I want to thank you very much. I have no further questions.
Counsel, you may cross-examine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Martin, do you dislike Janet Green?
Yeah.
Do you hate her?
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
Do you want to see her banned from Pine Valley?
Yes, I think the sooner the better. I really don't think that anybody is safe with her in Pine Valley. I mean, least of all, Amanda Dillon.
Nothing further, Your Honor?
I'll hear your closing statements after a 15-minute recess.
Why didn't you just give Dixie a gun and let her shoot me?
Don't think it didn't cross my mind.
What's gotten into you?
Come with me.
You did good, honey. Real good. Real good.
Oh, where's Janet's lawyer?
Good question.
This court is now in session.
I'm ready to... Miss Green, where's your counsel?
Ms. Kiefer's brother's in the hospital. Maybe she went to visit him or see how he was doing.
Here I am, Your Honor. I'm sorry I'm late.
Your closing statement, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for not bailing out on me.
I gave my word and I have to keep it.
Please, Amanda's counting on you. Don't blow it. For her sake.
We all make mistakes, Your Honor. My client included. Now, I don't ask that you condone what Janet Green did, but I do hope that you can understand it. Janet Green was driven to desperate lengths in order to counteract the despicable vigilante tactics employed by the community, including Amanda's father, Trevor Dillon. Now, his lawyer put on a wonderful show for this court. Surprise witnesses, secret tapes, and the unmasking of a ghost. But cheap theatrics should not be allowed to blind us to the issues at hand here. Should Janet Green have a right to be a part of her daughter's life? I think she should. Not one witness questioned Janet's love for her daughter. Not one witness could disprove that Janet Green is an exemplary mother. And although Amanda's father would never admit it, his actions speak for themselves. Trevor Dillon not only let Janet Green babysit his precious Amanda, he was ready to make Janet Green Amanda's legal stepmother. Now, if that does not speak to my client's claim, I don't know what does. Family preservation is the duty and the goal of this court. Amanda deserves her mother, and indeed she would still have her, had Janet not been forced to relinquish her parental rights less than 48 hours after giving birth. In closing, Your Honor, I urge you not to listen to me or to Mr. Montgomery, but to little Amanda, who came into this court, reached out to Janet, and cried, "Mommy."
Brother.
You have the power to right a wrong, Your Honor. Answer Amanda's plea. Reunite her with her mother, Janet Green.
No, Trevor.
We agreed I'd do this.
Look, that was before. Now, please, don't do this.
Excuse me, is there a problem, gentlemen?
No, everything's cool. This is my kid. I gotta do it.
All right, then, give him hell.
Your Honor, I stand here before you representing myself, which probably means I got a fool for a client. But who better to speak on Amanda's welfare than her dad? It's my job to protect her. I make sure that she's warm, she's fed, she's hugged, she's loved, she's safe. And I've been doing that since the day she was born. It's why I and Natalie and Livia got Janet Green to give up rights to Amanda in the first place. And it's why I'm here today begging you not to give those rights back. Now, I'm not asking this for myself. I'm asking for my little girl. Yes, it's sad to keep a woman away from a child she gave birth to. But sometimes you got to do the sad thing to keep that woman from doing the bad things. Now, Janet Green says she's done doing bad things, that she's reformed herself. But does a reformed woman lie month after month to her family, her friends, her boss, her fiancé? Does a reformed woman hire an actor to torture the sister of a man she's murdered? Now, Janet Green says yes. Her shrink says yes. I say no. Tad Martin says no. Dixie Cooney Martin says no. Justin Carrier says no. And most of Pine Valley says no, Your Honor. And you got to say no, too, because here's the real deal on Janet Green. Somebody goes up against her, they get hurt. Yeah. Somebody goes up against Janet Green, they get hurt. Like my wife. Like Dixie. Like Dixie's brother. Like me. It was true before she went to prison, and it's true now. So the real question is, what happens when Amanda goes up against Janet? I mean, kids go up against their parents all the time. You got a kid, Your Honor. It's human nature. Someday, Amanda's going to go up against Janet. I mean, it could be a small thing like a haircut. Amanda hates to get a haircut. She screams bloody murder. But it could be a big thing. Like college or a boy she wants to date. And someday, maybe someday, Amanda will want to blow off Janet entirely. How will Janet handle that? Is she going to be cool, calm, and collected? Or is she going to lose it the way we saw her lose it in this courtroom? Is she going to feel entitled to lie to get what she wants? Is she going to feel entitled to do something worse? We have no guarantee that she won't, Your Honor. We have every indication that she will. I can't risk it. I don't want to risk my child's life for one single second. Do you?
I retired to chambers to make my decision. Court will reconvene in a half hour.
All rise.
Come on, you can get a cup of coffee while I go check on Noah.
No. You sanctimonious, self-righteous hypocrites. You have gone too far this time. Much too far.